Hey everyone, hope you are having a fantastic day. Guys, welcome back to another Destiny 2 podcast. Now, guys, both me and Ben just recently completed a podcast, so definitely go and check that out. I know it's a long one, but I'll be honest with you, it has to be my favorite one. We cover some amazing points. However, I just need to quickly say that video was made before the Destiny 2 Beyond Light delay was revealed, which is essentially what both me and Ben are going to be talking about now. So this is our thoughts on the Destiny 2 Beyond Light delay reveal. It used to be September 22nd. It's now November 10th. So yeah, Ben, let's just jump straight into it.
I think it's only fair we start with what our kind of first reaction was, or reactions were for this. Brad found out first. I was still asleep when they actually announced it, but yeah, he found out and he thought it was great. He loved it, and he rejoiced and told the rest of the clan about how amazing he thought it was. And yeah,
The complete opposite, but very accurate of the complete opposite. I can say that
oh
right
no,
now.
he can explain himself, but he hated it. I wasn't as uh enthusiastic in my emotion as he was at the time, but I definitely shared his concerns and his kind of general feelings towards it. And I think we were actually we came up with the idea to do this segment on the day they announced it, but we kind of decided to hold it off for like a little while just to kind of cool down because we were kind of I don't know, in kind of that raw kind of reaction state. It would have been good, but I mean, it's we can kind of be cool and collected about it now. But yeah,
Hmm.
I didn't like it. Well, I don't like it mainly because at the end of the day, whether or not their reason was valid for delaying it, it really raises the stakes for this DLC and what this DLC means for the future of the game. And even from a business point of view, I'm not the happiest with it because it does put it in the same month as Cyberpunk and
Yeah.
potentially even Halo Infinite. It could be in November as well. It's really an awkward, excuse me, it's a really awkward situation that they've put themselves in. At the same time, though, um, you know, whether or not you want to believe wholeheartedly that it's because of COVID, it's nothing you can really ignore. If it was the case, or even if it wasn't the case, I think we just, at the end of the day, have to respect the fact that it was a different working dynamic, I guess, that they had, and that it wasn't enough. Now, for me and Brad, we were kind of dismissive about that because, I mean, it's not been like confirmed or anything, but we've been kind of under the assumption that they had started this expansion as far back as Forsaken. Again, it's not confirmed, but there were leaks
Hmm.
that kind of hinted that they had been really working on this for a long time. And so, I know for myself anyway, um, I really thought that they had a lot of time to work on this. And so I honestly I don't really see why they needed a delay. I mean, if COVID isn't the reason, another reason potentially I thought was that maybe they delayed it so that it would be in sync with the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox One Series X release. A lot of people are thinking that's why Cyberpunk got delayed because I mean it's had so many delays and it's been working for so long. People think it's pretty much done, and yet they did the delay. So again, that's another potential reason. Maybe Bungie wants to release the expansion on the new consoles. I think they have announced that on next gen the consoles, the players will be able to experience 60 frames per second, maybe even more than that. So again, I could see them trying to use it as a selling point, with the new expansion, like go beyond light at 60 frames per second, that kind of stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think the biggest reason, though, apart from it raising the stakes of why the expansion is so important, is that we're left with this season. They're not really adding anything new to the season. And so a 3-month season has become a 5-month season. And spaced out content that's already kind of stretched thin is now being stretched out even more. And
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
I think when they announced it, just the thought of having to go through the same kind of routine another few months, it it was kind of a kick to the stomach, honestly, for me. But yeah, I think those are just kind of off the top of my head, just some of the reasons why I am really against this. Again, I understand if it's COVID related, it's COVID related, and there's nothing that can be done about it. And I also like, I mean, people have been different YouTubers. They've been, can't remember who the dude was. They keep on using that one quote about something like, a delayed game is eventually good, and a rushed game was forever bad, or something like that. Whatever that quote is. I mean, true. I do want Beyond Light to be the best it can possibly be. But
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, it's really a questionable move pushing it to November. But that's those are my thoughts. Brad can take it away from here.
I think it goes without saying that when this all happened and when the raw emotion became a reality, it hit me hard, and I probably didn't deal with it in the best way. And unfortunately for Ben, he was one of the main ones that sadly had to deal with
I
that
had to be the therapist
because
just sitting in the armchair being like, yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
he was the guy nodding the head saying yes, yes, yes. Oh my god, if someone would have disagreed, I probably would have just blown up. But oh my god. Okay, so I've had quite a lot of time to process everything. The main thing that got me, and I'll go into this further in a minute, but the main thing that got me was essentially what they were leaving us with. So I'll take this sort of step by step. So first step, it gets announced. It gets announced on Twitter, which I already think is a really crappy way because not everyone has Twitter. But anyway, that's a separate thing. It gets announced on Twitter. They're saying, "Oh, we wanted you guys to know as soon as possible." It's like, okay, well, you say that, but you literally announced Beyond Light weeks ago with an established release date. But sure, you wanted to let us know as soon as possible. Sure, whatever. So they tell us that it gets delayed until November 10th. And to make it up to us and to help us out with that raw emotion, they said, but don't worry, guys. We're going to release the TWAB early today. And it's going to give you some inside information on what to expect. And just to keep you guys going. Keep the game played until November 10th for the extra 2 month worth of Season of Arrival, content. So the TWAB gets released. Already you've got the people who love Bungie saying, oh, it's an awesome decision. Now here's the thing, don't get me wrong. The content being delayed is not the problem for me. If they want to make the game perfect, I would much rather they delay it so that it comes out perfect. That, I don't want to be playing a half-assed piece of content like I did with Season of the Unworthy. I want to play something where I can go, wow. And let me tell you, now that they've delayed it, it has to be wow. If you've delayed this and it's still shoddy and it's still meh and it was okay, that's not good enough as far as I'm concerned, because you've actually taken the time to extend the release date so that you could work on it further so that we get the wow factor. They said so themselves that they want it to live up to our expectations, which unfortunately is quite low. Going by the stuff that we're used to. So I'm not too sure if they want to meet our expectations. If anything, they would probably want to aim higher than our expectations because of how low they actually are. But anyway, the TWAB gets released. I was on that. And when I read that they were going to give us extra valor, extra glory for the extra 2 months, and then Deej comes out and says, oh, we're gonna up the glory just so you guys have some time to fill the gaps within the 2 month period of Beyond Light. It's like, I'm sorry. Delay the game all you want. That's fine. Delay the game until next year, January. Fine, whatever. But you're going to give me Valor in return? I've reset my Valor rank 7 times already this season, and we've only just come out of the first month, if you calculate from when this season started. Like, to me, that is not good enough. That is not good enough. And then to tell us, oh, don't worry, in the next coming weeks, we're going to reveal more. It's like, no, don't leave me hanging. You've just told me I'm going to get an extra 2 months worth of extra valor. That's enough for me to leave the game, And I know that sounds a little bit extreme, but I'm not going to be around for the extra 2 months or extra valor. I'm just not. I'm not. You need to tell me something now to keep me. And obviously you're going to get the people who actually get paid to play this game on YouTube and Twitch, saying how it's an amazing decision. But I'm sorry, from a gameplay point of view and from a bigger perspective from someone who doesn't get paid to play this game on YouTube, that is not good enough. It is not good enough. And you're going to see over Twitter all the people going, oh, you're perfect. That's amazing. I love that idea. I'm fully in support. Oh my God, you're so amazing, Bungie. Follow me back. That they're just gonna override the bigger picture. And just to me, that's just not good enough. and I blew up and I wasn't happy. And, again, I have to repeat this because you're going to get that one idiot say, oh, it's good that they're delaying it. I'm not talking about the delay. I'm talking about the content that we are being left with. It is not good enough. It is disrespectful. Our time is not being respected at all. You can see that from previous things that Bungie have done. And they have to tell us more. They have to. I don't want to be left waiting because in the end, I'm just not going to care. I'm just going to say, nope, let me know when Beyond Light's here, and that's when I'll be back. And it's easy to say, oh yeah, you'll still play the game. Fine, I probably will still play the game, but nowhere near as dedicated as what I have been. Ben's been playing the game recently maybe once every week for a couple hours, and in the end, that's going to be me. Like, I guarantee you. Yes, I'll still play the game, but nowhere near as religiously as what I do. And I'll just say, just call me when Beyond Light's back, because there is no way for an extra 2 months of Season of Arrivals that you're going to get me staying for extra Valor. I want to know something now, and it's not about being impatient. It's not at all about being impatient. I'm being patient enough just waiting for the next full expansion. To me, I know I keep saying it, but it's not good enough. And I honestly feel like as a community who pour thousands of hours into this game, we need to be more respected. We just do. It's not good enough. It's just not. It's not. That is how I feel. Delay the content, fine. I honestly don't care about that. I actually think it's probably a good decision because it means that they do care. But don't leave me with crap. Don't insult me. Just don't.
I think another thing is that, I mean, again, we don't know for certain, but I'm pretty sure this wasn't a last minute. Oh yeah, I think we're just gonna, like, I don't think the guy in charge. I guess it would be Luke Smith because he's the game director. I don't think it's like he walked in the day before and just said, you know what, guys, I think we're gonna delay the game, and they were like, oh yeah, sure. Like these type of delays, there's a lot of time that has to go into deciding on doing the delay and then giving a heads up to everyone else because we're in July now, and the expansion was supposed to come out in September. So we're looking at, it was just under like 2 months or whatever, and or sorry, just over 2 months, I think. It was around the 2 month period anyway. And this is around the time when different marketing things were getting set up. I'd say even simple things like posters getting sent to GameStop. All these things are going out, like all these kinds of business side. I'm tired, Dex. For the business side of it, basically what I'm saying, you can't just snap your fingers and call a stop to it like that. What I'm trying to say is, if Bungie delays this, which they have probably come to this decision weeks beforehand. And so again, this comes back to the content that we're left with. Yeah, so in a way, like, do I think when they announced this June 9th, did they plan on delaying it? No, I don't think so.
No.
But I think I don't know. I just feel like this was definitely a calculated thing. This was something that they probably had in mind. And I think it's something that they really feel like they can get away with. And I don't mean that like it's like delaying the game's a bad thing. I just think it's the only reason that like it's a bad thing, like I guess, is because of what we're left with to deal with for the next 2-3 months. And in case you're somebody who's like, oh wow, poor you have to deal with the season. Oh, season's not even finished. Oh, well, I mean, speak for yourself, but I mean, Brad's already said it. I'm not really playing this game anymore. Most people in the clan aren't really playing the game anymore.
Exactly.
I mean, like it's just not fun.
That's a really good point. I just want to bounce off that. What Ben just said is a really, really good point, because as much as we're speaking on behalf of ourselves, it shows in other people as well. People are inactive. People are. I've seen clans that are inactive. This is just me and Ben speaking, but I've seen it from other people as well. So it's all well and good saying, oh, it's just your opinion. Oh, that's how you feel. I've seen it in so many other people. that what we're just saying just further validates how other people feel as well. People are leaving for, if not the same reasons as to what we're expressing right now.
And
And
yeah,
people are just gonna say, "Oh, it's the delay. Oh, don't worry if it's being delayed. It's not the delay." Oh,
and
it's just
and
yeah, it's
here's the
frustrating.
thing: these kinds of mini content droughts, these kind of dips, where things aren't really interesting and people leave for a bit. You know, unfortunately, it's kind of become part of Destiny's culture, and maybe even Bungie's design philosophy that this is the way it is because it's very inexpensive and it's a very low risk and it saves time making content. If you can make half the amount of content and have the player be bored for a little bit longer than normal, but you know that you're not going to lose them because just as they're about to leave, then the next breadcrumb comes out. Then they'll come
Mm-hmm.
back. That's kind of been what these seasons are about. But now that cycle's been broken because the season's been extended. And the only
Yeah.
replacement we've really had is the Season of the Lost, which, just for the record, from what I've seen,
What's happening anyway? By
even
the way, just quickly point that
even as
out.
far back as D1, Season of the Lost, I don't think has really had the best of reputations. Like I remember.
Last year was rubbish.
I mean, I keep thinking of it as Season of the Cost because that's what people kept on calling it. So basically, yeah, the game, they're doing this for the expansion. They're doing this for the expansion, and I get that, and I want the expansion to be as good as possible. But the game now is really suffering.
Oh, dude, we're in such a critical
I just,
time. People don't realize it.
you know,
People actually don't realize
I
it.
think
I'm sorry, but they don't.
this is the last thing I want to say on this because I keep on remembering different points now, and I think the worst thing that Bungie has done is how their attitude has been in regards to communication. Um, I think I mentioned this maybe in our first podcast, but I've definitely mentioned it to Brad in conversations past. But I think what really made me so okay back when D2 Vanilla was out, and I think maybe in Curse of Osiris, the game was in a bad spot and people were leaving, nobody was playing, everybody was angry, and I'll never forget it. Somebody, one of the Bungie employees, tweeted out saying that they're really not happy with the game and that they're working their butts off and they are doing everything they can to make the game better. And they said they're sorry. And that really hit me because there wasn't any of the corporate kind of smooth talk. There wasn't any of the kind of
Political
leading you
answer that they
along.
give
Oh,
you.
you'll have to tune in for more. That kind of
Mm.
stuff. It was
Mm-hmm.
transparent. It was honest.
Yep.
And honestly, it made me feel like we were in this together, like the player base and Bungie. The game was in a bad
Yeah.
spot, and we were working
It
together. Now,
felt like one team.
exactly now, it's they've announced a delay that has really negatively impacted their game, while potentially negatively impacting their sales as well because of Cyberpunk and all that. And their
Yeah.
whole attitude has been like, "Oh, you'll have to wait and see. Oh, we'll have some more news in the future."
It's just not good enough. It's not. It's
A-
not. I've
a-
repeated the
And
same sentence over and over,
and
but it's not.
it makes it like Brad, like we said, Brad kind of had his rants or whatever. I guarantee you, if on the twab or in the tweets or whatever, Bungie came out and they were like, "Listen, guys, we know that this expansion is really important for the game, and we know we've really hyped this up for you, and everything the last few seasons have been leading up to this, but because of the quarantine, we just haven't been able to put the work in to make this as good as it needs to be. We could release it, but we really feel like it wouldn't live up to your expectations, and that would have a major impact on us. And so we really need to delay this. We're so sorry. We will keep you guys posted with information. Like if they were transparent like that, I guarantee you there wouldn't be the emotions that were felt that day. But
Mm.
instead, we get this. I'm gonna go to the twab.
I'm sorry, but increased valor isn't going to keep me for an extra 2 months. I'm just going to say, guys, I'm going to go play something else. I'll be back when Beyond Light comes out, because that's why I'm waiting. I'm not waiting to find out what happens in this extra 2 months worth of content. I'm waiting to find out what happens in the full expansion. That's what's got my opinion. That's what's got my attention. That's what's got my enthusiasm. And people saying, "Oh, look at the new updated, oh, what was it? The new updated plans for Season of Arrivals." The only thing that got added was Season of the
You
Lost,
know,
wasn't
I'm
it?
looking at that though, and it actually says that in little text, dates and content, and sorry, dates and content subject to change. So I don't
Of
think,
course it is.
yeah,
Dude, I'm sorry. Let me just quickly remind everyone. Before Beyond Light got delayed, and before anyone knew anything, we already had a weekly mission recycled. It was a week of nothing. We had the same thing that we had 2 weeks ago, and this was before Beyond Light got delayed. Things were already being dragged out, and now that Beyond Light is delayed, things are going to be even more dragged out. Solstice of Heroes has already been pushed back. We're not getting more content, we're getting the same thing that's just been spaced out because they have no idea what to do. It really, really is a tough one. To be honest with you, this is almost. I might even make this its own separate thing just because
yeah, fair enough.
I want it. I want this to be out there.
Yeah,
I don't know. There's clearly a lot of mixed opinions, and my opinion might be different from what you've seen on Twitter. The only reason why my opinion is different from what you've seen on Twitter is because people are, I guess, too scared to say anything. You're gonna see all these people saying you're doing a fantastic job, keep up the amazing work. Oh my god, you guys are so amazing. People are scared to say anything negative, but I'm sorry that I'm only really going by what we've been given. And what
yeah,
we've been given is extra valor for the extra 2 months. And it's all well and good saying, yeah, but Bungie are going to release more. I'm sorry, but the roadmap doesn't say anything like that. And
yeah.
if you want to keep me around, then you need to tell me now. I don't want to be told in the next couple of weeks. To me, that's not good enough. And I'm gonna keep repeating it because it's not.
So when they announced that expansion was being delayed, it really blindsided Brad, and I think for him up until this point he'd been really defending the game constantly. I'd kind of stopped playing the game for maybe a week or so
Hmm.
before that, and I'd kind of just I don't know, just wasn't really having fun anymore. And I had said this before, and I'll say it now. I'm not like, even before they delayed it, I was never not excited for Beyond Light, but I wasn't hyped. I was cautious.
Yeah,
I
I
was
know.
I was really afraid
Hmm.
because there was so much
Yeah.
writing on it. To be honest, nothing has really changed. Like, okay, when I say that it's bad for the game, does that affect me? No, because I don't have to play it. I'm not bound to the game. I can do something else. I'm just looking at it from a community point of view and also from a business point of view. It's not really good to do that.
Well, no, you've got Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah,
By the way, the most anticipated game all year.
yeah, yeah.
Just gonna throw that name tag out there. Let's just also keep in mind that the developers who are creating Cyberpunk 2077 have a very, very, very good reputation.
So this is what I'm gonna say, right? I'm holding my full judgment. Okay, I'm holding my full judgment
It's hard, man.
because if the leaks are true, and if their need for a delay was really needed, and if it was really valid, if this expansion lives up to everything that's been put into it,
Mm.
then I will come out and I will say it was worth it, and I will be happy that I didn't say anything extreme.
I mean, to
If the
be fair,
expansion comes out, if the
yeah. Sorry,
expansion
go on,
if
go on.
the expansion comes out and it doesn't live up to expectations, I will unleash my wrath, and I will make it very clear exactly what I think about that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, because the situation is so 50-50 and it's awkward, you can't really make a straightforward statement on it. But the one thing you can say 100% is that it raises the stakes. And
Yeah, it does.
if they mess this up, I mean, we've been talking about raising the stakes even as far back as Season of the Worthy. oh, this
Yeah.
season's bad, so the next season has to be better. And then the
That's
September
true.
comes,
No, you're spot on. I remember having that
yep,
conversation with you. You're
this
absolutely
this
right.
season
Yeah.
comes out, it's really good at the start and it drags out. Well, it's a good thing September is close because that'll hopefully save. Now it's November. Now it's probably the highest stakes we've ever had for an expansion. Just think about it like this, right? Destiny 1, The Taken King came out. Were the stakes high for the game? No, not really, because nobody knew how good a September expansion could be. Taken King comes out, basically Destiny 2.0. Everybody loves it. It's great. Rise of Iron comes out. Amazing expansion. Lives up to the expectations. Really good.
Oh
Forsaken
no.
saves Destiny 2. In my opinion, the best expansion the franchise has ever had.
I agree.
Saves
I
the
agree
game.
with that. Yep.
Shadowkeep was like kind of but the fact that Bungie was now its own company and it was now on Steam, that kind of bought them some, brownie points with the community, and they kind of, it was fine. It was fine. It was
Yeah, but
whatever.
that's keep in mind that's only because of the darkness,
It,
by
it,
the
it
way.
was a once
The
off, yeah.
darkness being in that
It was
is
a
what
it was
gets
a
people.
once off kind of card trick, which
Hmm.
based, yeah. Now we're at this expansion. This isn't just an expansion. There are expectations on this, and if this doesn't
Yeah.
if this doesn't fail, I'm definitely going to be a lot more vocal than I am now. But that's just my thoughts.
I just want to quickly reiterate my opinion because I don't want people to get the wrong idea. Them delaying the game is not a bad thing.
No,
I'm in full support of them delaying the game. If they have quite literally come out and said to us, we're going to delay the game because we don't think it's up to the standard that we want to present to you guys. And I respect that. And I think that's such a good decision. Delaying the game is not the problem for me. That's my personal opinion. Like I said, you can delay it until January. That is not like that is fine because that shows me that they care and that they really want this to be an absolute banger for us. But the problem we've got is what we're left with. And I'm not speaking just on behalf of my opinion. I'm speaking on behalf of the community that I am seeing on Twitter that maybe don't have a verification badge next to their name, whose voices are just not being heard because they've got the question of, well, what am I going to be doing in that time? I love this game. I want to come back and have a reason to come back. And it's all well and good saying you've got the weekly missions, but I'm sorry, the weekly mission we've already got has already been recycled from 2 weeks ago. We were always going to get Festival of the Lost either way. They've just added that into this current roadmap. If it wasn't added into this current roadmap, it was always going to happen. Now, keep in mind, the only reason why it's in this current roadmap is because this season now overlaps October, which is where Halloween is. So that was always going to happen. I don't think that's us getting extra content. And keep in mind, Festival of the Lost last year was a complete disappointment because the main weapon of Festival of the Lost last year was the Braytech Wolf weapon, which got dismantled straight away because people said it was rubbish.
apparently it was actually good though. I never got it, but apparently it was good.
That's not what I've seen from verified users, I must say. And the reason why I quote verified users is because people listen to verified users'
Yeah, true.
opinions because they've got a bigger audience. If Mtash said something, you believe it because he's got loads of people following him. Same with Datto, same with Houndish, same with
Yeah,
More Console, same with Hush. Some big names there, but these big names have an audience, and I'm sorry, I do apologize, and I don't mean this as a personal attack towards anyone, but if you have a verification badge next to your name and you're making money from this game, then you're gonna find it very difficult to say something negative about it because this game is what pays your paychecks every single month. I understand that. I totally understand that. You know, your best mates with Deej, your best mates with DMG. You don't wanna, you wanna keep in their good books, so you lay low about some of your personal opinions. I totally get that, 100%. And you know what? I would go as far as to say that I would even be sort of a hypocrite and do that as well because you want to keep in their you want to keep in their good books. You know, they're the main people who create the game that you make a living off of. I totally respect that,
and
but
but
I'm
I'd say not even out of like fear, but just because I'd say for a lot of these people, the game has really, changed their life drastically compared to
oh no, you're right,
and so
100%.
I'd say, I don't know. I think for them, I don't even know why I'm really talking about this, but like I'd say because the game means so much more to them, I guess you could say, than us, then I'd say they have a lot more tolerance for stuff like that happening.
I don't know. I've spent a lot of time in this game. I was recently looking at my hours. If you add my hours on Steam and add my hours on Blizzard, I have over 1,700 hours spent on Destiny 2. That's a lot of time. And I'm just gonna throw this out there because this message just come through to me. So I'm speaking to a friend of mine on Steam, and he just sent me a message saying, "Sorry for not getting back to you. I feel the same way. I do miss you guys. But unfortunately, I just don't see anyone online on Destiny 2 anymore." And by the way, we're in a pretty big clan. I've seen the clan. There's many names in there. He's just said to us a point that we've just made in this conversation today. We don't see no one online nowadays. I wonder why. And I can tell you guys now, and you might not agree with this now, but I guarantee you in the final 2 months we are going to see a huge content drought in this game if Bungie don't come up with something for those extra 2 months.
When that happens,
I'm guaranteeing it.
When the content drought happens, if it does happen, and the expansion itself it doesn't live up to the expectations, I'm literally going to just go crazy.
It is. I'm sorry if you don't see it now. We are going to get the biggest content drought in the history of Destiny in these last 2 remaining months if they don't come up with something. You're probably not seeing it now, but it is going to happen. It is. We've seen it before.
There's a good chance.
There's a high chance. There's a very high chance.
Like I don't think because we just don't know. I don't think you can straight say like it's 100% gonna happen. But it's kind of like this game basically has content cycles where you have content and then content drought, content and then content drought. Because of I think just to add some context, if you make this into its own video, then they won't have heard the other points we've made in the podcast. I think what we were talking about with the drought that's coming up potentially, it's because of them deleting all the older stuff, and so because of that, since the game has its cycles of content and content drought, when there's a drought, people tend to go back on the older content, and when that content's not there, the game becomes a lot more shallow and just and what you're left with is what we're doing now, which is seasons. Well, what I'm not doing now, but you get what I'm saying. So yeah. I feel
sorry for solo players, by the way. I'm just going to throw that out there. I feel very sorry for solo players. I really do.
Yeah.
Because that must suck. One of the main reasons why I loved playing this game is because of my clan, it's because of my friends, because of the raids we done. And I had a great time. Not just because of what we were doing, but because I was enjoying it with my mates. And we were having a blast. And, I didn't mean to interrupt you a second ago, Ben, but I just want to raise a point that I want to raise something that you said earlier about me. You said that I've been defending this game, and it's right. Every single time Bungie came out with something, when it was the sunsetting, when it was the vaulting, when it was things going away, and the raid gear being dropped, and then the raid gear not being dropped, and all of this miscommunication, I defended everything. And I kept saying to the guys, guys, let's just jump back in, let's have a good time, it's going to be fun. Just accept the game for what it is right now. Things are going to get better. We've got this coming, And I defended this game on every single corner. And I stuck by it, and I stuck by it, and I stuck by it. And then I seen them saying that Valor was what we were going to be getting and that we need to wait to find out more. And it's just like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And I even apologized to Ben, because I am. What they felt all that time ago when I was defending it is what I'm feeling right now, and it hurts because I care about this game and I'm addicted to this game, and I've been playing it a lot today already, and it just hurts because I feel like my time is not being valued, and unfortunately for me, I've obviously received this being a little late. Ben luckily felt this a long time ago.
I kind of copped onto it, yeah.
And I've only just caught up. And I said it the other day. I was talking to a buddy of mine, Max, who you guys have seen in previous videos. I said everything that Ben said is true. Because I'll be honest with you, there was a few things that I disagreed with Ben on when he was talking about vaulting. Like, I agreed with him from a perspective of other people losing content, but I didn't agree with him wholeheartedly. But that's only because part of me was defending this game. But then the other day, I'm quite literally saying to a buddy of mine, saying Ben was right. Ben was 100% right. And I realized that the second I felt it. And Ben felt that a long time ago. And I felt that now. And that's where I stand. I hope they pull something out. I hope that I look back at this video and I say, thank God I was wrong. Thank God Bungie pulled something out and said, guys, this is what you've been waiting for. Sorry for keeping quiet so long. Sorry we couldn't tell you straight away about the plans that we've got coming, but here is what we're going to be doing for the last 2 months just before Beyond Light. I hope they do that. I really do. Because I love this game. I love the community. I love the game devs. I follow all of them on Twitter. I think they're amazing people. But I respect my time. And I'm seeing opinions of people on Twitter who get shut down, who get silenced. Because one, they don't have a verification badge and they don't have an audience. And two, because people just want to be nice all the time. You have to be cool to be kind. I love these people. I love the Destiny 2 community. I love following them on Twitter. They're great people. But if I have a personal feeling about something that I'm not happy about, then I think it's only right to voice that opinion. They've made something that's quite literally changed my life. But I'm not always going to agree with their decisions just because I appreciate what they've brought to me and given me all this time to do. I don't regret the 1700 hours that I've spent in this game. I've met some amazing people through this game, Ben being one of them. So I don't regret any of that. But I don't know, something needs to happen. I voiced my opinion. Yes, I did get a little bit ranty, but let me tell you, that rant doesn't come from hate. That rant comes from passion about something that I genuinely care about, and I just want to talk on behalf of the people that I've seen on Twitter that have been shut down, and I don't think it's fair. Because I guarantee you, if Datto said something like this, or if Entash said something like this, they wouldn't get shut down. And it's all well and good saying no, they would, but I'm telling you they won't because I've seen it happen before. People will follow people like sheep. And I've seen it so much, and I feel like my opinion is valid, and I've seen so many other people just feel the same way. We need to get something, otherwise these last 2 months are going to be difficult. They really are. Like I said, I'm all for Beyond Light being delayed, but there has to be something. Otherwise, we're about to experience the biggest content drought in Destiny history. That's it. Ben, is there anything you'd like to add on the end of this?
I think it's really important that, again, I'm speaking for myself here. Everything I've said, it's just, first of all, it's just an opinion. I don't have all the information. I don't know everything that's going on behind the scenes. I don't know everything about this expansion. Like, are my expectations and my assumptions based off of things other than the official marketing? Yes, but does that mean that those sources are correct? No. So, there's a chance that this expansion comes out. It's 10 out of 10, and we say, phew, it's a good thing they did that. We really dodged a bullet. But there's also the chance that it comes out and it's not that, and the next few months of us not really playing this game are going to be kind of for nothing. And I don't know. I just think it's just, you see,
I actually think that Beyond Light's going to be amazing.
I
know that's a very vague thing to say, but
I'm really
I
hoping.
really do.
I'm really hoping.
Yeah, no, trust me. Trust me, I'm really hoping as well. But I'm not concerned about Beyond Light at all. I think it's going to be the most amazing thing we're ever going to experience. I really do. And the reason why I think that is because of the TWAB. Now, I've said my fair share of complaints about the TWAB, but again, I have to repeat this because people are going to just twist this. It's not because of the delay, it's because of what we're getting. And that is why I'm so excited for Beyond Light, because the reason why they're delaying it is they want to meet our expectations. They feel like the game isn't up to a standard that they would consider a full expansion to be shipped at.
Unless they just want to release it with the next-gen consoles.
I mean, I've seen that speculation. I actually don't think it's true. I mean, there probably is a hint of that being available for next-gen consoles, but I really don't think that that's the sole reason. I think that we're about to experience something in Beyond Light that we've never experienced before in Destiny history, and I think that that is what they're trying to perfect for Beyond Light, and I cannot wait. I'm excited. I'm enthusiastic. My hopes are a little bit higher just because of that twab when they said that they wanted to make sure that it's shippable. And the fact that they said that we're going to experience things that we've never experienced before just builds my hype even more, because it goes to show that we're going to be getting something new, something original, something, quote unquote, that Deej said we'd never experienced before. And the fact that they've delayed it is a double-edged sword, because I'm excited. The delay keeps me enthusiastic, but it has to be good now. A delayed game that comes out bad anyway, that's not going to look good. But I really don't think that's going to happen. I think Beyond Light is going to be one of the most amazing things that we're ever going to experience. And I hope that I'm right. I hope that I can look back at this and say, thank God you were right when you were talking about the Beyond Light expansion. And thank God you were wrong when you were talking about the final 2 months of Season of Arrivals. That's my closing thoughts. That's my closing opinions. Ben, anything else to finish off on?
Nope. I'm all
Brilliant.
good.
Well, I'm actually going to end this video here. I'm going to upload this as a separate video just because this is borderline an hour long. I feel like we've expressed our opinions, but definitely let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Like, guys, leave a like on this video if you enjoyed watching, and even leave a dislike if you didn't enjoy watching. I'm really interested to hear your opinions. If you do hit that dislike button, please let me know in the comment section below your thoughts and opinions, because honestly, those are the ones that I want to read most, because I want to see what other people think. If you think different, let me know. I'm genuinely interested. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see more Destiny 2 content. I'll leave a link to Ben's channel in the description below, and I'll see you in whichever video I next make. Guys, please stay safe and take care of yourselves.